What keeps you awake at night? What about this business, the group business, drives you crazy, turns your hair gray, or makes you lose your hair? Guys, what is it that is frustrating? What problems do you always run into? What solution do you wish you had? Now's the time to ask, man, because we could do a one-on-one coaching hour. You could pay me $150 an hour if you want, or you could ask me here right now. So there you go. Here we go. Question number one. Okay, listen, everybody. Now this is interesting. Yikes! Just got the following email from a young friend of mine and a very popular Johnny Cash tribute artist. He sells out everywhere he goes. He appears at casinos, private parties, concert venues, and so this dude is big. Now let me read to you this the email that Sam got. It's edited down a little bit. Hey, hope you're doing well. Wanted to bounce an idea off you. So folks, what you understand is this email came in to Sam, a travel professional. So here's an opportunity that came into her lap, and clearly, Sam, you've earned it. Clearly, this person knows you, likes you, respects you, trusts you to give you this idea. I wanted to bounce an idea off you. We're doing a self-produced show at Hutchinson Street Square, which I assume is a theater, and the theater holds about 800. I don't know if you do this, but would you be interested in offering the show as a day trip through your travel company? A day trip. So this could be a bus trip or just selling a block of tickets. Maybe we could do a couple. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Maybe you could couple it with brunch, lunch at a winery. Apparently there's a winery there, the Lodi Winery, right? And this is of interest. If this is of interest to you, give me a ring and we'll figure out how to put it together. Wow, are you guys as excited as I am as I read this to you? But maybe you're not. Maybe you're saying, but whoa. It's a day trip, Stuart. No. I'm in the business of doing groups on cruise ships. I'm in the business of doing groups on river cruises. I'm in the business of doing motor coach tours multiple days. Maybe I'm in the business of doing destination weddings and hotel groups. Why would I want to do a day trip? I'll tell you why. And if you want to tell me, why, go ahead and type it in there. But let me continue reading the note from Sam. You know, in the past, I've done cruise groups to Europe, Mexico, Alaska, as well as escorted land groups to Europe, Great Britain. But I've never done this type of group he's talking about. So here's question number one. What do I need to know about this type of group and promoting such a group? Although he will help with that. Number two, how is this group different from all other groups I've done? It sounds like the first night of Passover. We have any Jewish friends on the line? This is the question we ask on Passover. Why is this night different from any other? Why is it this group different from any other? Or is it? And question three, does the group launch sequence method still apply for this type of group? So friends, the first thing I want to say is, everyone's typing in good stuff, by the way. Thank you. I promise I'll get to it. Let me tell you, the number one reason why this excites me is that although this is not the typical kind of group that you may be used to doing, Sam, clearly it's not, and the rest of you, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to take something that you may shrug off as small, you're not interested in it, but you can build upon it. You can actually do two things with this little day group, this show, tickets to a show. Okay, you can actually make a profit from it, or you can have exponential business come from it too. Because you can market it to your current local customers and say, hey, we have an exclusive opportunity to do a wonderful day, spend a wonderful day, a wonderful evening with us as a special event. It's an event, folks. It's an event you're going to do for your clients. It gets your name out there. You could certainly do a press release on that. It's something to talk about. It shows that you have more breadth, you have more scope, and it connects you to the community. It connects you to your clients because, Sam, you're going to be there. You're going to be shaking hands saying, oh, it's great to see you. And it gives you an opportunity to promote other things. But most importantly, you're doing what's called a strategic partnership. And he even recommended, right, that maybe you can make it even bigger. which is what I call supersizing it, which is what you need to do with the group. It's about the package. So there are a lot of lessons here. Number one, you don't want to just sell this, Sam, just as, okay, here's group tickets. The bus is going to leave from the corner of 4th and 22nd at 9 p.m. and it's going to bring you back home. Then you're selling a bare bone stripped down price, a bare bone stripped down off the shelf product. And friends, if this is your first time on the Ask Stewart Hour boot camp here, you know that I tell you, you don't want to, you can't be successful in the affinity group business if you sell the off the shelf product, because you're opening yourself up to competitive bids, because then it's whoever sells it for the cheapest. You become nothing more than a commodity seller, okay, on price alone. And number two, you're doing the customer a disservice, because you know there's more that can be experienced. Those of you who've done groups before, you know, or even individuals, isn't it terrible when a customer comes back and said, I didn't know I could have done this. It was already sold out. It was too much money there. Well, if they've said that to you, it's your fault. Don't be mad at me for saying that, because I think it's incumbent upon you as a professional to know all the things that they would want, could want, should want to buy in advance, that you can buy at a wholesale level. And Sam, so if you can put together something, a winery lunch, oh my gosh, this is awesome. The winery's going to love it. And who knows, Sam, maybe the winery could be the organization you do another group with. You see how you meet one person who introduces you to another, who, you know what I'm saying? And it grows, it builds, it expands. So the question is, what do you need to know about this type group promoting? Is that run through in week one of boot camp, we have what we call the group viability test. You take my 10-question group viability test, apply it to every group, and if it passes all 10 questions, you've got a winner. Okay, so one of the key questions on the group viability test, Sam, and listen up everybody, is how are you going to reach the people? Well, Sam, it's a good thing that you don't need to go find the people to go market it, who are Johnny Cash fans or those kinds of fans, because he said, I'll help with that, which means he's got a list. That's a winning group. You never want to proceed with an affinity group if the group leader, if the group says, no, you've got to go find the people. That's a real problem. Those people need to exist and be easily reachable, connectable, contactable. Either they're all members of a blog site. Here in this case, they're probably part of a fan club. He's probably got a mailing list, direct mail list, or there's social media. They gather on social media. You don't want to start paying money to go find these people. So that's awesome. So the reach is going to be built in. I love that. Now, how is it different from other groups? It's really not, Sam, and travel professionals. If you've done day groups like this, tell me. If you want, I'll put your microphone on or type it in. I'm going to get to it. I promise. There's a lot of stuff coming in right now, but it's the same thing. And it leads me to question 3, the group launch sequence, the method I teach you in boot camp. Does that apply to this type of group? Absolutely, positively, yes. For those of you who have no idea what the group launch sequence is, my boot campers do, is that it's a brand new strategy. It's a brand new method of launching a group, because you can have the most amazing, phenomenal group idea. You can have willing participants that are like, yeah, we're going to go, everything's right. The product, the price, the place, everything is perfect. But when it comes to the promotion, travel professionals, you guys have never, ever been taught the right way, the better way, the proper way to launch groups, so that when you open up for sale, you sell it out. So real quick, it's the same concept as when you go to buy show tickets. We had Billy Joel come here to Memphis to the FedEx Forum a few weeks ago. And do you think that they announced that tickets are open for sale, and then they did the marketing and the advertising, and then they tried to build momentum after? No. I got a notification a month before the Billy Joel concert was going to open up for sale. Could they have sold tickets then? Yes. But no, they promoted it. And then they did what they do. You guys know, my boot campers know. Who did they sell it to first? VIP people, the VIPers, the season ticket holders, whatever. And, you know, I'm not VIP, but I'm on the list. So because I'm on the list, I'm a subscriber. I had a 24-hour booking window to buy tickets first. And darn right I did, because I want to get the best seats. So Sam, you do the same thing, the same launch, the same thing. It's perfect. Why? Because you want to flip the promotion on its head. You don't want to open up for sale and then try to build momentum. Not going to work. You're going to build momentum first so that people are like, I want in, I want in. You can't buy it yet. I want in, I want in. You can't buy it yet. And during that time leading up to the sale is when you have, when you focus on removing every obstacle, trepidation, issue, problem, question, fear, so that when it comes time, when you ask them for the business, when you say, now it's time to buy, there is nothing standing in their way that will keep them from buying and going on the trip, going to the concert, going to this day tour. So it's the same thing. And clearly, Sam, during the event, you want to maximize that. You want to be there, shaking hands, making friends. And it's not about giving out business cards, because that's going to end up in the trash. But you want to make sure you got that list. You want to keep that list so you follow up with them and thank them. And if you want to give them something that's more helpful, that's got your name on it, you know, I don't know, a coupon somewhere to another local store, but the winery thing, you can get a net price. You can mark that up, and you can make an event. You can make a package. Okay, and who knows where it could lead, because these people could go with you on your next Mexico, Alaska, Great Britain group. I hope that, Sam, I hope that helps. Now, I want to, and I have more I want to add to some other things here, but let me get to the question board here. It's very, very active today. And if you've just joined us, welcome. And the balloons are there because it's the 1-year anniversary celebration of boot camp, where we're reaching the tipping point, meaning the number of boot campers is astounding. And the feedback has been fantastic. I keep adding more to it. We do this event, the Ask Stewart Hour, every other week. It's exclusive to boot campers. If you're a guest, welcome. For my regular boot campers, I'm so grateful you're here again with me. Herman. So I'm sorry. Herman. See, I'm lousy at this. So welcome, Herman. Thank you for straightening me out. Okay. Okay, Dora, I'm going to get back to a great question. Yeah. So Alfredo says that you get a lot of people at the beginning, and then they slowly drop off before the time to go. Exactly. So that's what I just talked about. Remember, I asked you before. I said, what's your biggest fear? What's holding you? What's the biggest challenge doing groups? And after I built, see, group launch sequence was not a part of boot camp to begin with. I added that 2 months ago because I had an epiphany. Literally 2 o'clock in the morning. I jump up, and you ask my wife, this happens all the time. I try not to wake her. I said, oh my gosh, I've got everything in boot camp. Everything a professional would need to completely throw out the window every other way of having, you know, that they've been doing groups before, new methods, new strategies. But I missed the most important part, the launch, opening up for sale, doing a true product launch, and selling it out before it has a chance to drop dead on the vine. The group launch sequence, so Alfred, I get it. And what I just shared with you, basically how it works. Building enormous momentum, removing all the fears, obstacles, trepidations, concerns, issues, and then saying, buy now. And I show you how to do that. The sequence of events, the survey, all those kind of steps. So I appreciate you sharing that. Nora, I'm going to come back to you in a second. Casey's got a great question too. Oh, wow. This is awesome. So you know what? Oh, Sam, you want me to put your mic on? All right, hang on. Here we're going to do. Sam, I'm going to put your mic on now, okay? And and then we're going to go. I've got about a dozen other questions I want to get into because I want to get to everybody right now. So hang on a second, Sam. I'm coming to you. I'm coming to put your mic on. Hold on there. Wow, so many people. Steve is here. Am I pronouncing this right? Zashneta? Is it Zashnita or Zashneta? See, I'm really bad at pronouncing names, so I hope you know I love you all. I'm just having fun. Ramon is in the house. Patricia, so many new people have joined us. So hang on there. Lynn, Lorna, where are you, Sam? Where are you, Sam? There you are. Hold on there. All right, Sam, here we go. You're unmuted. And hello, Sam, you're on the air.
Hi, Stuart.
Hi.
As usual, you came through for me. Here's my biggest concern, though, about this opportunity is the lead time. It's really short. I'm not used to such a short lead time. We're talking, what, a little over 2 months? Is it May, June, maybe almost 3 months? Not quite. So I feel like I really have to hit the ground running on this. And I do want to try to include other areas if I can and try to fill some buses. And again, that's something I've done in the past. But since we live in a rural area and the clientele or the people that come to his concerts are older people, you know, and a lot of them, especially when I'm looking at some senior groups, would appreciate the transportation.
Yep. You bring up a great point, Sam, here, and I'm wondering, nobody has typed in, I haven't seen it, they have other experience. I know we have some other boot camps who do bus trips and day trips, stuff like this. So, well, it'd be fun to reach out to the other boot campers on Facebook too. But here's my take on this. This is a commitment of a day, perhaps a half a day. It could be a day if you build out a whole winery package, or just a half a day where it's a meal, a glass of wine, and then a wonderful evening of entertainment. So let's just say it's a half-day event. I think if you hit the ground running, if you have your plan, I think it can be done. Now, I'm not a manager of your time and everything else that's going on in your life, but when you're talking about sort of a pop-up event like this, let's call it a pop-up event, I think it can be done. You know why? Because this is entertainment. It's like a concert. It is. I don't even think that it's that close in yet where I'd even call it not spontaneous, but what's it called when you're not there to buy something, but you do it spontaneously. Impulsive. I don't even think this is an impulse buy, because people are still planning out their summer. And Sam, I think, if they already have, if they're out of town, they got something going on, they're not going to come. But there's value in it for you that you're promoting this, that you're branding it, and they're going to remember you for that. And you could build your list, and maybe you get them next time. Okay.
Okay.
And the other thing I want, so I think it can be done. And I also believe that the way, the group launch sequence, right? You can do a one-day pre-sale to your most valued clients and then open it up to everybody else. So what that's doing is that's making your clients, people who already know you, love you, and do business with you, you do a little something special. You get, and the thing, it's not about a discount. I don't know, maybe they'd get a better seat, yes or no, but it's all about you're going to give them a one-day a pre-sale opportunity, make them feel good, VIP.
Yeah, in some ways, James and I are in the same boat because, as you can see, he just started his own production company, and this is the first time he's rented a venue and been responsible for filling it. So I think, like me, he's freaking out in his own way. So I think we're in the same boat there.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. And I'm going to shut your mic off, okay?
Okay.
Sam, thank you so much for being bold, courageous, and speaking so beautifully. And I think it really adds a lot to the show. Thank you very much. I'm going to mute you. Okay. What I want to say there is that this goes for Sam, this goes for everybody, is that, the most important thing here that I always tell you to do when it comes to a group is with the group leader. And in this case, you know, this performer, he's not only the celebrity, the entertainer, why everybody's going, but he's also the group leader. People wants to come and see him. But so what's his goal? What's his mission? His mission is he's got to sell us out. He's taking a big risk here. So he's looking for strategic partners to help him fill that arena. He's got to sell it out. So it's always important before you get into these things is, okay, what's your mission here? Okay. And then Sam, what's your mission as a travel professional? You know, of course, he wants to sell it out, make money, be successful. You want to sell out your bus or whatnot and be successful. But at the end of the day, there's got to be a greater mission. And the mission, the top mission is that you want the whole event to be successful. So if he's only interested in completely saying, all right, listen, just go ahead and promote it. You do what you got to do. I'm done. Which it doesn't sound like he is. But I'm saying you want a group leader who you're both in it together. Now, granted, he may reach out to other venues or other partners, but you want to be the only official travel agent partner, right? And just make sure that your missions are aligned, that they're aligned. And maybe, Sam, maybe you can get him, since you're friends with him, to do a 30-second interview. Go sit with him, get a microphone. Hey, I'm here with Johnny. Well, not it's really Johnny, but it's as close to Johnny Cash we're going to get. What do you got going on first? Boom, put the microphone right there, and maybe he'll do a private little message for your clients. Hey, Sam, I can't wait for you and all of your friends and clients to come see me. We're going to put on a great show. Leverage that relationship. Have them do something personal for you in your marketing efforts. Because why? Why? Because this event wasn't your idea. It was his idea. He needs help to sell out the arena, and he's going to do what it takes to help you. So he's using you, you're using him, but it's all good. It's not bad. It's all good because you're both going to win at the end. Now, Lorna, it's very important that as a travel professional, you maintain control. You take charge, because if you don't, then it's going to completely crumble, and you're not worth your weight. You're not demonstrating your professionalism. Okay, you're trained to do this. They're not. They know how to run their group and do what they do. You know how to manage the group trip. You understand the group trip. So here's what it comes down to. It comes down to creating the group letter agreement. You never, ever, ever do a group without a signed agreement letter. Now, I have the template for it in boot camp, but basically it confirms, Lorna, what you're going to do, your roles and responsibilities. It confirms what their roles and responsibilities are. Okay? It also would include details about any incentive, because I believe in incentives. If you have a group leader that is only interested in traveling free for themselves, then I suggest you possibly give it to somebody else because they're just being selfish and just want to travel free, which really isn't free. It costs you a lot of money to give away something like that. But it has to be for the benefit of the group, the incentive, I believe, not just a group leader. You may have to do something special for them, but the whole incentive should be for the group. Okay? And here's the last thing I want to say, Lorna, because we can talk about this all day long, is that agreement letter needs to be written together. You're probably like, well, wait a minute. You just said, Stuart, you got to take charge. Well, you are taking charge by insisting that there's an agreement letter. But the way it's written is collaboratively. I'll say it again. I can't spell it, but I can say it collaboratively. Because if that group leader is willing to sit down and say, yeah, I'll do this, and yeah, you'll do this, and you write it and you shake hands, your missions are aligned, and you say, ready, go. Okay, then you're going to have a successful group. Okay, for instance, that group leader may need to agree to forget about what they're going to do on board or at the event, but they're going to have to give you access to that list. They're going to have to participate in the series of events, the series of promotional events that take place before you open up for sale. You guys know the 4 P's of marketing. I said it before: product, price, place, and the 4th is promotion. That's where most travel professionals don't know yet how to do the right promotion, which is group launch sequence. But the 5th P is purchase. And we put the purchase before the promotion. So you need that group leader, priest or not, to be involved. They need to talk it up. They need to be the social butterfly. You know, so that's how you assign. You have to make a list of all the things that have to get done, and the things you can and cannot do need to be listed, and they have to do their part. They have to play their part, and they should be willing to do it. If they don't want to do it, then find another group leader in that organization, and it's okay. The priest will still be there. Maybe they're the sort of the celebrity person who's going to be going, but there still has to be a group leader, and a group leader doesn't have to be the president or the top level or the priest or the highest ranking person in the organization. Did you get that? The group leader doesn't have to be the highest ranking person in the organization. They have to be, big takeaway, write this down, everybody, they have to be the most influential. A successful group leader, if you ask me to boil it down, a group leader has to be the most influential in the organization. I hope that helps. Sandy says, what keeps me up at night? Worldwide travel warnings. I give my clients the facts and how to stay safe, but I never tell them whether or not to travel. But a lot of people are deciding now is not a good time to travel. Sandy, I understand. Travel professionals, do you understand what Sandy is saying here? It's the worldwide travel warnings. And the fact that, you know, I don't know if you all deal with this in different ways. You know, do you tell people, no, don't go here, or do go here, or it's safe? You know, are there liabilities issues? If you say the words, don't worry, it's safe, it's all good. We all want to be able to say that to reassure our clients. I'm doing a partial ship charter of a river cruise in April 2017. And I have folks saying, geez, what's going to be? What's going to be? And I can only say it the way I see it, because I'm going too, which is, hey, you know, I know, you know, you get in step with them, right, Sandy? You say, I understand, I agree. And get them to share before you start talking, everybody. Get them to share what's on their mind. So you know if they just want to vent or if they're looking for you for advice. And really, and I can't write the script for you on this, folks. I'm sure you guys have really been working on this for a while. But, you know, you got to go by the government website in terms of the travel advisories and warnings. And that, you know, in the case of a river cruise, you know, you're in typically smaller cities, except, let's say, for the ending port in Amsterdam. It's a big port, if you will. Otherwise, you know, along the Rhine, for instance, you're city center, but smaller cities. You personally can't guarantee. So I had this conversation a couple of days ago from somebody who was going on a river cruise. Dear family friends, it's a family and friends river cruise trip for my mom and Kimberly's parents. So I said, hey, we watch to see if our government posts any warnings, but actually that's not even the first thing I said. The first thing I said was, we take our lead from the cruise line company. And in my case, it's AMA Waterways. Number one, we take our lead from AMA because they would never want to put anybody in harm, you know, in an odd situation. Number two, that's what insurance is for, you know, especially a cancel for any reason insurance and so forth, for peace of mind. But, and I say personally, I say, for me, I'm going to live my life. I'm going to go, I'm going to enjoy, I'm going to have fun. And I'm going to pray that we don't see any of these events anymore. But it's not going. I'm not going to sit around and wait, because this is sadly, it's part of our life now. You've got to be comfortable with your words, Sandy. I hope that helps. It's certainly very personal. But guys and gals on the line here, if you don't have a script ready, get it ready. And what you may want to do is talk to whoever your travel insurance company is. I wonder if they can coach you. We actually had a few shows ago, because I like to invite special guests on. Isaac, who's with travel insured. Didn't ask that question, but maybe I'll have him or somebody from another travel insurance company back and talk about that. Or there's scripts that they can help you with, they can coach you on. This is an area where you need coaching. I get it. It's not an easy area. It's tough. Betty says, you said you don't offer a cabin to the group leader. What do you offer as a hook? Oh yeah, I'm really big on this, Betty. Okay, I say absolutely do not offer that cabin unless that's what they want. What if the organization already pays for their travel? What if they have money coming out their eyeballs? They're very wealthy and they don't need it. If you offer travel free or a free cabin and they don't need it, they're not going to say, I don't need it, keep it. They're going to say, okay, thanks. But what I really need is a welcome cocktail party. What I really need is a suite for our special guests who we're going to be celebrating for the anniversary couple, an upgrade. What I really need is a private dining event. What I really need is this excursion. I want to surprise everybody. So if you give something away, well, they're going to take it, but that may not have been what they needed or wanted from the beginning, Betty. What you need to do is be the detective. Well, first and foremost, you don't want to be advertising and promoting free cabins. Because travel professionals who still do it today, who've done it in the past, they're wrecking it for the rest of us because some of these group leaders get a little too savvy for their own good and they're only in it for themselves. Are they going to do good for you? Is their mission aligned with yours, which is to have a successful group, to help these people connect and have an incredible time together? No. All they want is a freebie for themselves. You don't need that nightmare. You don't need that headache. And there's so many complications because it's never free, right, Betty? You know that. Not only that, but have any of you experienced cancellations last minute cancellations, and you missed the mark? You don't end up earning the TC. You're in trouble. You've already given it to somebody. You promised it to somebody. I hope that helps, Betty. I'm real passionate about that. Ask the question. Or, what do you need? What do you want? What is the organization? I want to build a wonderful incentive here so that you guys are eager and excited and committed so we achieve great success. Now, you may already hear what they want, or if they don't, they're not expressing it, then come right and ask. What do you need? What do you want? Okay, I hope that helps. Alfreda, who's commenting on our conversation from Sam before, doing a day trip will get satisfied customers that will travel again. Bingo. Thank you. Casey said, think of all the new prospects you would reach, whether or not they go on the day trip. They now will have heard of Sam and our agency. Bingo. Thank you, Casey. Lorna, you said we have to demonstrate what the group leader would want. That is not necessarily a freebie. How do we ask that? Lorna, I think I've just answered that. Tell me if I have. See, if you're playing a good detective, you'll know it. You'll feel it. It'll come through and you'll say, I get the feeling that doing an excursion such and such would be, or doing a private welcome event is something that's important to you guys. Oh, yes, very important. We've always done it here when we have our events here, but this is the first time we're going to be on a cruise ship and we don't know how it's going to work. So it is important. And then, you're going to go, before you make any promises, of course, you're going to go, okay, that's nice to know. See, because they've revealed to you what they need, what they want. If they don't, come right out and ask. Okay. Lorna, how much time should be allowed to plan and pull off an international tour? Is 6 months enough? So Lorna wants to know, is 6 months enough time to plan and pull off an international tour? What do you think, everybody? I'm not thinking. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking that can happen. And the reason is because and I know very little details, Lorna, what you're thinking about here. But for international, that takes a very big commitment of two things, right? International travel, a very big commitment of time and money. nobody has enough time to do the things they want to get done in their lives. And 6 months out, for them to take 7 to 14 days, I would imagine, Lorna, right? 7 to 14 days may not be enough time. For some people, money is not an option. Maybe you have a database of people where they love traveling spontaneously, and money is not an issue, not an option. If that's the case, you might be golden. If it's not the case, then the second issue is money. Maybe they are on a fixed income or whatever, and they commit to one big trip a year, and they've already got it done for this year. Sorry, Lorna, come back. We'll talk next year. I started promoting my river cruise charter a year and a half prior. A year and a half, people were like, "That's so far away." Not really, because it's gonna, it's 2 weeks, and it ain't cheap, but it'll be the most memorable trip you've ever taken in your life. Got to start planning now. Lay the seeds now. Hope that helps. Let's see. Joan says, your mic is cracking up. I can hardly hear you. Uh-oh, you can't hear me. Uh-oh. Is my sound better? I see that. There's nothing I can do about the sound, folks. I'm so sorry. I hope that it's fixed now. Is the sound better? Does it sound better? You can hear me now. Okay. Woo! Yeah, when that happens, it's, you never know. It's the internet gremlins. Sorry about that, everybody. It's not, I can take medicine for that, but it doesn't help. I'm just kidding. Sorry, everybody. It just happens. So let me get to more questions. Hold on. Excel. So here we go. So Casey, you asked this question before. You wanted to know what is everybody using? Are you ready for this? Joan says Excel. Gina says Excel. Alfreda says Excel and her own made-up sheets, right? Sandy says Santa's okay now. Donna, I try to give my clients options so they are so if they're too worried about a place A, they can go to place B. Also try to talk about risks without giving advice. And that's great. I want to read that again, Donna. I appreciate you sharing that. This goes back to what Sandy had mentioned before, is how do you deal in this, is it really a new world, or is it just getting scarier? And I don't know, but how do you talk about travel advisories and risks and safety? And Donna says that she tries to give her clients options. So if they're too worried about A, then go to B. And I like that a lot. Generally speaking, rather than giving somebody an option of yes or no, give them an option of yes or yes, right? Yes or yes. I believe that, the most successful salespeople in the world never give an option of yes or no. It's either yes or this. If you're in real estate, it's not, do you want this house or not? Do you want this house or this house, right? Exactly. Okay, Joan, how do you get the groups that are doing the group as a fundraiser? Well, how do you get the groups? Well, and I get it. There's a lot of fundraising opportunities out there. So let me back up for a second, Joan, and say this right now to you, that I'm going to give you guys a big secret, and my boot campers already know this, but I can't say it enough times, because the only way to go sell a group is to solve a problem. If you're thinking all you need to do is sell, then you're not going to sell, because doors are not going to open. People are not going to sit down and talk to you. But if you go in there wanting to make friends, building a relationship, and finding out what their problem is, and using group travel as a solution, then you're going to win a lot more business, and you're going to make a lot more friends. You're going to have groups forever, because you're a problem solver. You see, group travel solves problems. I'll say it again. Group travel solves problems. If it's an anniversary celebration, they want to do something super special that appeals to all generations. Group travel on a ship or at a resort, that like that. If it's a Rotary Club, an organization, and it's their 20th anniversary event, and they want to do something super special but have private meetings, that's going to do it. If it's a fundraising event, then these can get really tricky. You want to work with suppliers who do who actually, some of them do make contributions. They work with you for fundraising. You probably want to have a more legal type contract, because there's higher risk here, because you're probably going to be collecting extra funds that you're going to want to put in an escrow account, right? And you have to make sure, Joan, I just want to say that when it comes to fundraising, that somebody doesn't say, there's no reason for me to go on this cruise and spend $5,000 here. I'll give you the $200 donation. So, Joan, let me just say this to all of you. And if you do fundraisers, share your experience with me. Share with us best practices. People are not going to spend $5,000 and go on an event like this. It just, if there's nothing about the event other than it's a fundraising thing, you still need to create an amazing event itself. Something has to happen there. Either they're going to be with other like-minded people and share in an experience, a hobby, something. There's going to be a special speaker, somebody. There's got to still be the affinity. Can't be the fundraising aspect, or people will just say, "Here, I'll write you a check for $100." The event has to be as alluring, as appealing, as enticing as any other affinity group. That's how a fundraiser works. Because they're going because they want to go to the event. And by the way, proceeds go to this charity. I hope that makes sense, Joan. I hope it does. Oh, she's also asked about those free cabins. I just told you how I felt about that. Lorna said I did answer. Gina says international travel, passports and visas take time as well. Thank you, Gina. That's right. International travel, you got to make sure they got their passports, visas, and especially now, right? Some countries require that the passport is valid for 6 months after the date of visit, like in the case of our river cruise. Okay, you can hear me now. Whew, sorry about that. That was weird stuff. All right. To follow up, Donna. To follow up, clients worry about Paris. So I've offered Barcelona and Italy. Wonderful, outstanding. They're sexy, they're exotic, they're wonderful places to visit, and I think that's creative. And what you're doing, you know, at the end of the day, people like you, they want to travel. They don't want to stay home and not live life to its fullest and have new memories, new experiences. They want to, but they have this fear. So if you give them option B and option C, Donna, more power to you. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. And you're staying on your toes. And most importantly, you're validating your existence. Listen to me, everybody. You're validating why people should never, ever consider traveling without somebody like you in their pocket. Really, you're validating the worth of a travel professional. Because, Donna, if you didn't offer option B and option C of Barcelona or Italy, they could be sitting home and have no memories at all other than watching Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Betty said at least a year in advance for international travel. River cruises can hold space, but they can sell out. That's right. Earlier the better. I don't think you can never promote a group too early. Never. Gina says, I don't think travel is any more dangerous in the past. Just believe that we hear about it more, and within the 20, it's within the immediate news cycle. I agree. Gina brings up a good point too. It's just perception too, and it's the way the people hear you're in your voice, your level of confidence. I just want to take a moment just to thank again. And I'm waiting. I'm ready for more questions, or else I got stuff here that I want to share with you. So bring it. Oh, I brought this bag of seeds here to illustrate a point. You know, I'm going to get my garden going right now. Folks, you know, if I just want to bring this point up that well, I think if Sam goes through this opportunity on this day trip, she's going to be planting seeds. She's going to be planting seeds that could grow and blossom. If she doesn't do that new day trip, then she's not planting those seeds. You know, I can't, you know, I have a wonderful garden bed out there, but if I don't plant seeds, I'm probably going to grow weeds, and I'm not going to be eating that unless it's weed, of course. But I'm bumped. Oh, no, Tennessee, it's not legal. I don't think it'll ever be legal here. I'm not getting political here. So what other events can you be doing in your community to plant seeds? Quit thinking only about selling the group. Start thinking about meeting with people and finding out what their problem is and using group travel as a solution. But most importantly, do something that helps you plant seeds that could grow and blossom. Right? how many of you are writing articles? How many of you are posting pictures and telling stories? How many of you are offering to speak, to do little speaking things? How many of you are going to networking events? I went to a networking event. It's not really networking, but it was networking, an event last night. And I met the person in charge of the Memphis Symphony Orchestra. I made a new friend. Okay, and I don't know if you guys know this, but whenever I do events, I try to, it's just my personal style, but I try to be recognized. I'm the hat guy. I'm always wearing a hat. I love hats. I own hats, and I own the look because I enjoy it. But remember me. I'm thinking, who's that guy? He's always at these events. Who is he? Huh? Hey, it looks like Rod Stewart. I had that the other day. So whatever hat I'm wearing, whatever event I'm going to, you can count on that I'll be there and recognizable, and people come and talk to me and make friends. Get out there, plant some seeds. Don't sell, plant a seed. Don't sell. Nobody wants to be sold to. You don't want to be sold to, right? Let's see, Sandy, and once the seeds are planted, your clients will eat up your ideas. You got it. Thank you, Sandy. That's awesome. Hey, we got 3 minutes left, so hang out with me. I promise I always end on time. And by the way, if you're a guest here, if you want to be in boot camp, take advantage of the anniversary promotion. Come on in. You go to the website. Just do it. Give me a call. We'll get you going. It's a wonderful place where business is flourishing. I try to be nurturing, and it's really an opportunity to learn all new thinking, all new methods, so nothing keeps you awake at night. I try to give you those solutions so you have a peaceful night's sleep and you have a happy, successful business. Carol says, I have this client who's part of a board that does seminars around the country. Group viability test shows strong leadership, but new to everything else. They have asked 2 other agents for quotes, but sounds like the other agents are quoting date and rate. Bingo! Did you get that? All the other agents, and welcome, Carol. I'm so glad you're here, and you got to let me know how things are going. Yeah. You know what? All the agents who are not in boot camp, okay, they're going to quote. They're going to quote it, and they're going to send it an email. They're going to send the rate and the so forth in an email, and they're just going to be a commodity sales. You're not in the commodity game, folks. My gosh, you transform lives. You transform lives through travel. So it's got to be the package. Get permission to package. And you be more expensive than anybody else. And they're going to be like, whoa, why is this price point different? Why? First of all, you're never ever going to send an email. Second of all, you're never going to just give them the price before you show them what's included. You're going to save that price last, and you're going to build up. You're going to build up and say, this is here, this is built in, this is built in, this is built in. Why? Because you do 3 things real quick. Number 1, you guys know this, you should be able to say it to me back by heart. Number 1, you reduce stress and risk. Number 2, you add value and convenience. And number 3, you transform people's lives. Thank you. Joan says, Stuart, I've been asked to do a day trip from the city into a shopping complex with other sporting events, but I have never done this before. I get it, Joan. You know what? Instead of stepping outside your comfort zone, make it a new comfort zone. Again, I don't want to be tricky about or too salesmanship about boot camp, but there's others who do this kind of stuff. But reach out to colleagues and friends who do day trips. You can do it. If you can do a group trip to Europe, if you can do a group trip on a cruise ship, if you can put together other tours, you can do a day trip and make it work. And you might want to start with that local bus company. You know, you don't have to do this in a void, in a vacuum. You don't have to do it silo. Contact others who have done this before and learn from them. And you absolutely can do it, and go plant some seeds. Oh my goodness, it's almost time. Nancy says, went to Maine Governors Conference Tourism. Samantha Brown from Travel Channel is guest speaker. I've met Samantha. She does a lot of public speaking. Good for you. You networked, you learned, and you made friends, and hopefully you got business cards, you got email addresses versus giving out cards. Nancy, she wrote her monthly column. And yes, she is terrific. Travel authentically. She's wonderful. I've heard her speak. Molly says, madly taking notes. We'll get online and work through the program. Awesome. And Gina, I've never met a stranger. I do local events through booths and sponsorships and support of other local businesses. I also network regularly. That's awesome. You inspire me, you guys. You inspire me. I will tip my hat. To all of you, it is the end of our program. We come to a conclusion. I wish you the very best of success and happiness, and go help some people today. Go help them. Remember what Zig Ziglar says. If you help enough other people get what they want, you'll get what you want. Thanks for coming. Bye, everybody.